So, I've probably already been asked like 40 or 50 different times, what happened? Like, the story. So I've got it down pretty well now because I've told it so many times. So I figured I'll just put it on video, put it up here, and then I don't have to type it out a million times. Because I am a lazy man. It can only be laziness because I got all the time in the world. I'm just sitting here all day, every day, or crawling downstairs and wheeling around the house in my wheelchair. So, yeah. It's gotta be laziness. So here's basically what happened, and I will show the video clip because I have, my buddy Jasar was taking video of some tumbling, and you can see me run up and you see the first half of the trick, which leads into basically what caused the accident, but that part, of course, was off the edge of the film, of course. So what happened was I was doing a cache. For those of you who do parkour, you know exactly what that is. For the rest of you, well, you'll be able to see it kind of on the video, but I'll pull something up somewhere on here so you can see the awesome explanation of what a cache is. But basically, the one we were doing, and I hate the angle on this video because it doesn't do it justice, I feel like, at least for exploding my Achilles tendons. It was about a 7.5 foot gap between these two red blocks that are 3 feet tall. And each of these red blocks are 2 feet wide. So right there, it's about an 11-foot distance from the start of the first red block to the end of the second red block. And what I did was called a cache. And I basically ran full sprint and launched over the first red block with my hands. And as I launched through the air, I tucked my knees in front of me, got my feet in front, and then put my hands down behind me and pushed off the second red block and pushed my feet out in front. And I used the momentum from that to split step and go into a round off because I was going into a tumbling pass. And I went for a round off double full, layout double full. It's just like a backflip, completely straight, and you do it 720 spin on it. And I really didn't know what happened when it happened, but from the people that saw it and told me, basically what happened was as I went into my round off and turned myself around, instead of having my feet close enough to me to rebound straight up and down, I was still like completely diagonal. Like my legs went much further than normal from all the speed. And so basically at that point, because I'm leaned forward at like a 45, my Achilles are completely extended. My calves are completely extended. And because I thought I was vertical, I didn't even realize I was at a 45. I tried to snap and it arched over. Basically, I snapped in my double full super early. And so while those were completely extended and stretched out, as soon as I snapped for that double full with all that torque, it just sheared both of them right in half. Just boop, twisted and popped them. And that's why it ended up fraying everywhere, which is why they had to braid the Achilles tendons before they were able to stitch them back together, which is interesting and disturbing. So, yeah. It was really intense because at first I didn't really know what happened. Honestly, I thought, because there were a lot of guys nearby doing tricking and stuff, I thought one of the trickers had somehow done like some kind of sweep kick and kicked me in the back of the legs, because it honestly felt like somebody took a baseball bat and right as I went for my rebound, they just clocked me in the back of the calves, because everything there just popped and I felt everything clench. I basically, thank goodness I didn't actually land on my feet, because you can imagine, because this happened on the takeoff, you can imagine what would have happened if I had landed with those not there in place. It would have been bad. But because it killed all my momentum, I basically did a 3/4 flip and either a half spin or a spin and a half. I think a spin and a half, but honestly, it all happened so fast, I have no idea. I just slammed on the ground, and I remember popping up and looking around to see who hit me, but nobody hit me. There was nobody around, and I looked down at my ankles, and what had happened was when your Achilles tendons snap, they're the only thing that's pushing your skin back right there. If they weren't there, your skin right above your ankle bone would just suck in like 1.5 inches for like an inch or two upwards. And that's exactly what happened. It just sucked in. And because it sucked in close to the bone, I looked down and saw my ankles just all, and I freaked out for about 5 seconds. I just clammed up. I thought I had snapped both my ankles. But then I noticed when I tried to move my feet, and I noticed I could move my feet pretty much every direction. I couldn't just push all the way down. And that was when everybody started coming over and realizing what was going on. Luckily, we were able to get ice there within like a minute or two. I was able to get somebody to bring a cell phone over. and I called my dad because I wasn't paying 13 grand to use an ambulance. um, but luckily, we got to the hospital really fast, and things worked out well. I got into surgery within a day. But it was very interesting. I got a lot of video of everything after about 30 seconds after I hit the ground. So I'll just post that up separately. It was, yeah, it sucks because it was completely my fault. I had more power than I should have going into a big trick like that, and instead of really, I guess, focusing, I mean, I thought I was there, but I must have been loose, and I must have been short. So I should have been paying more attention with that kind of power. But I'm retarded! So, you know, there's that. Alright. Bye, everybody.